To the podium, His Excellency the Governor of Imo State and founder of the Rochas Foundation. Would you please come forward and give your speech, sir? Please put your hands together for him.
President of the Republic of South Africa, you have traveled miles away, thousands of kilometers, to come for a purpose of humanity. Mine would just be a prayer for you. May God Almighty see you through your endeavors of life. You are most welcome. The wife of the President, Republic of South Africa, Your Excellency, my partner and the Vice President of Rochas Foundation, First Lady of Imo State, Nkechi Nyerem Rochas Okorocha. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of South Africa, friends, well-wishers, great supporters of this foundation, the Ambassador of South Africa, Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, my brothers and sisters, the Chairperson, Board of Zuma Foundation, Dudu Ngeni, and the Chairman of South African Airlines, and of course, my son, the senior member of Rochas Foundation Incorporated, Aham Rochas. It is my desire that as I diminish, that we may rise. The service chiefs, my children, my children, my children, my children, my children. God bless you. You are the very reason why President Zuma will come here. President Zuma has not come for any social interaction. President Zuma is not here in Nigeria for any political reason. President Zuma is in Nigeria for humanitarian reasons. Mr. President, many years ago, roughly about 17 years ago, this dream came to me like a wild wind devastating my spirit as I desired to touch lives of the less privileged children in this part of the world. First, for reasons of my background, that I almost could not go to school due to poverty. And I took an oath, a spiritual oath between me and my God. When I said, God, bless me that I may bless others. Honor me that I may honor others. Give me that I may share with those who do not have. Because on my own I can do nothing, but I can do all things through God who giveth me the strength. That was my contractual agreement with God Almighty. But that was not without some challenges as I move on in this God-called vision. I read a bit about your history, and it looked like I had shared a lot of things in common with you. growing up and the challenges you have had as a child, who was not privileged to go to a formal school or to see the walls of a classroom, but rather have to study in prison. Your Excellency, I was not in prison, but I was more difficult prison of poverty than any other prison. So today I feel fulfilled that which my God has said of me has come to fruition. 17 years ago, we started with the first Rochas Foundation College, Owerri, with 200 students. And the schools now expanded to many schools in Nigeria, with over 15,000 children in school and over 4,000 graduates. May I announce to you, Your Excellency, that today I have lawyers, I have doctors, I have police officers, army officers, engineers in different walks of life. I once said to my children, when we get emotional about the background, and I said to them, now, what would you want to do for me when you grow up and when you become successful? 95% of these children have always raised their hand to say they will buy me an aircraft. Mr. President, can you imagine me owning 17,000 aircrafts in this world? But I know surely, one day I shall fly these planes, whether in this life or life beyond. Again, to God be the glory. But I dare say that I boast not of the sustainability of this project, because God only has been the chief sustainer of this program. I'm not the richest, but I'm simply privileged to have the heart to give. But as it stands today, I've dedicated 75% of my wealth to service to charity. So all my income and whatever I make in my life as a successful businessman, 75% of them have gone to charity. And I've dedicated certain assets of my life never to be inherited by my children, even if I'm here no more. But those assets have been dedicated to Rochas Foundation forever. We have not gotten any means of support from anywhere in this world. Neither have I gotten a dollar donation from any country of the world. Rather, I've had few old widows who come around with some basket of oranges and bananas to support this cause. And to all those people and those families, I remain grateful. Your Excellency, every child here is a story. Every child here is a story. And that's the story that moved me into this foundation. Of recent, we have children from Guinea, Sierra Leone, and whose parents all died of Ebola. And not just parents, the entire relations died. And the only few survivors are the ones in this school. And so are the story of those from Ethiopia, the story of those from Conakry, Congo, Liberia, and what have you. A few months ago, these children were not what you see today. But these are my privileged children. And they share the same rights, like even Aham or Amen. These ones will go nowhere anymore until they have finished their university education. Then we shall send them back to their countries, where they will now contribute to the economic development of their country. I believe that God has not created any human being as a waste material. Every child has a purpose on earth. All they seek from us, is to give them opportunity to showcase who they are. The story of Zuma is the story of a poor child. And so are the stories of the Obasanjos. It's the story of a poor child. And many great leaders of this world have one relationship with poverty or the other. And what I've learned from history is that those of us who came from this kind of background is for God to let us understand that we have a responsibility to take care of the poor people when we do find ourselves in opportunity. And that's the reason today that this foundation has been set up. But Your Excellency, my happiness knows no bound for you to have accepted to come. But let me surprise you to say this. You are not here on your own accord. God has moved you. And you may not know the impact of this your visit in the lives of these children. Most of these children have never been privileged to see a councillor or a local government chairman or a governor, let alone seeing a president of a great nation like South Africa. You may not know this handshake you have had with them has transferred the spirit of growth and importance in them. I want to thank you for coming. And not just coming alone. You came with your wife, making this a family business. In the partnership, we have agreed that all the SADC countries and those applying for this institution, we have more than 5,000 applicants online across the whole world. But we have a concern that most of the time, some of our challenges that children of privileged people also disguise as less privileged to come to admission. This is why we trusted the Zuma Foundation to be able to screen those who are coming, to make sure they are really the children of the poorest of the poor of our society. In other words, those who wouldn't have gone to school if they have no help of this foundation. And we trust that your foundation will live up to expectation. Once more, Your Excellency, I want to thank you for coming. And Dudu, the chairman of board, thank you for this collaboration. And all those of you, my brothers and sisters, well wishers, God bless you. I pray that God Almighty will see us through in this journey of life. God bless you.
Please put your hands together for His Excellency as he takes his seat.